What up, guys? Mario here, Infight and FX. Let me just grab a shirt. Babe, is there any energy drinks? Ash? Babe, do you know if there's any energy drinks? Yeah, that's all I'm saying. Could you just pour it? Oh, use a water bottle. Okay. Hell yeah. Okay, okay. Here. Yeah, yeah, I get it now. What are you doing? Nobody called your ass. All right, guys. Woke up to the news that my best friend, who I've streamed from his house before, he's been on the show, Rob, Big Rob, we call him. His father passed away last night. Um, I knew him since I was in 6th grade. Rob and his dad, I played on Pony League. If you don't know what that is, it's Little League, but they call it's the Pony League. It's different from Little League, but it's basically Little League. He had been sick for a while. He had had his leg amputated about a year or two ago. And I got to talk to him actually think it was last summer or maybe like closer to fall last year. That'll go down as the last time I spoke with them. And I'm really glad we had that conversation. At the time, this is gonna be crazy that I'm talking about this. At the time, our head coach from baseball in high school, his daughter had just murdered somebody. Who she drove drunk and killed this dude, and it was a big story, because Coach Yeager had been our coach, and he took Carroll, the high school I played for, to the state championship. They won a state championship. That had just happened, so we had like this full conversation, and I was telling him how, it was big, like, for us back then, like, our dads had our backs, but they didn't coddle us. You know what I'm saying? Like, they didn't go out there and suck the coach's dick the way that all the other dads did. You know what I'm saying? Like, who wanted their kids to play. And this was a guy that believed in us. He knew how good we were. And he knew, like, we didn't have to suck dick to play. Especially Rob. Rob is easily the best hitter I've ever seen live. I mean, like, obviously not a pro or anything like that. But he was easily the best hitter I ever played with. Pure natural hitter. Like, this dude dropped fucking bombs. He's like 5'7", like 160 pounds in high school, and he dropped fucking bombs, dude. And like, it never stopped. We'd play in softball after high school, and he crushed shit. But yeah, he passed away last night. So R.I.P. Mr. Garza. If I am any sort of good, like, if I represent even a halfway decent man today, it is because I had examples like him. And of course, my own father, of course, but I have to be one of the most blessed human beings in the history of the world. Because, like, what are the odds that every single one of my best friends growing up, their dads were just solid? They didn't beat their wives. They weren't alcoholics. They didn't cheat. They didn't have another family across town. They were good men. So, R.I.P. Anyway, this is a part where we get into the show now. Okay. So anyway, we're going to talk everything today: wrestling, boxing, MMA. This is the weekend recap. You know how it goes. You know what we do in Fighting FX. If you haven't hit the like, if you hadn't hit the sub, if you hadn't hit the follow, do that now, please. We are live right now on YouTube, Twitch, X, IG, and TikTok. We're going to run a short one today. My bad. Like I said, we're not going to run a long one today. Obviously, I have to cover Raw tonight for fightsatw.com. You could go to fightsaroundtheworld.com, spelled fightsatw.com, fightsatw.com, and hit the bookmark, because it's your one-stop shop for everything boxing, wrestling, combat sports. And your boy's going to keep you updated at all times, right? That's like never not going to happen. Oh, appreciate it. Thank you. I'd been doing really good with IG, but then like last week, I've just been like shitting the bed. All right. So, how was the weekend, everybody? Was it good? Was it bad? Was it what you thought it would be? Because I can tell you, if you're a boxing fan, there's no way you thought that shit was going down the way it did. But we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about Jairo Pataya's title defense. I don't even know what to call it. Win last night. All right, my bad. All right, where are we at? So, what should we start with? Wrestling, boxing, MMA. Let's start boxing. We'll start boxing because shout out to the fans corner on IG. Appreciate you tapped in, champ. So listen, we're gonna start. I guess we'll start with the Jai Opetaia stuff. Listen, if you didn't know what happened, the IBF essentially had gone through all of the channels and regular routine of pretending like they were going to sanction the fight, only to pull out on Friday, a day before the weigh-in. Now, it's kind of fucked up. I mean, it's definitely fucked up, but the whole situation's fucked up, right? And I feel like a lot of people that have been coming after the IBF, I understand it was a terrible situation. It makes them not look super great at all. The optics are really bad, but like I don't know. Like I saw Beeb, right? And Beeb's somebody I've known for a really long time. He actually used to be my editor back in the day. When I worked for the Boxing Voice, and I saw him like posting these like things, and it's like such a short-sighted, or such a like he posted this thing that was like the IBF's short-sighted decision, to to like what they did with the belt and what they did with the IBF, and their decision to take the money and then just split. The idea that the IBF did something wrong is subjective. And it's subjective because what's wrong in war, right? We're in war. This is a war. I saw Ryan Satin and a few other people say, well, we're gearing up for war. Here is Dana White gearing up for war with the same. No, the war has begun, guys. The war has begun. Okay? It's here. We're living in it. This is what the war feels like. It feels like fucked up things happening to take your stance. And it's funny that guys like Beeb, and I'm not trying to make this political, I swear to God I'm not, but it's funny that guys like Beeb have these sort of very specific feelings towards one thing, but then not another, right? To make it seem like this is all just like, oh, we should all just be doing business as usual. Why the fuck would anybody do that? Listen, I don't give a shit who wins. I really don't. I don't care if it's the sanctioning bodies. I don't care if it's Golden Boy, Top Rank, Zuffa, Dana White. I don't give a shit. I'm going to make the same amount of money from this game that I do. Actually, it's zero. I get paid covering wrestling today, so fuck it. But the thing is this, like, Dana White, it's so funny, like, to see Dana just be like, oh, yeah, they said boxing's fucking broken. And it's like, bro, but you're coming in not to fix it. Like, you're talking about the IBF. The IBF is fighting for their survival. And I'm not trying to say that their survival is worthy of our time and our fucking headspace throughout the day. This is a busy era, right? This is a busy era. We got a fucking madman at the White House who's going to war with Iran. And then meanwhile, you're like, oh, well, the IBF should be acting like business as usual. No, this isn't business as usual. Again, I'm not trying to say the IBF did the right thing or the wrong thing. If that's where you're at with this, you're fucking retarded. I'm sorry. You're fucking retarded because there's such a bigger thing going on here, guys. This isn't about Jai Opetaia's cruiserweight fight. This isn't about the second or third biggest sanctioning body in the world. And here's the thing, IBF has been way better than everyone else over the last 2 decades, or maybe like decade and a half. Actually, less than that, because it happened while I started covering the sport, which was about 10 years ago, almost 11 now. And I remember the IBF like trying to at least like clean up the sport a little bit, or like clean up their own shit, right? This is at a time where the WBA had at least 2 belts. Hold up. Hey, what's up, big dog? Okay. Sounds perfect, dude. I'll see you there. All right, All right, we got an hour and a half show, guys, so let's make it count. Anyway, what we have here in this situation is unprecedented, right? And for Dana to just be, and we're going to show the clip here in just a bit, but for Dana to just be so like nonchalant, like to assume like, oh, we did nothing wrong. We came and look, the IBF, they took our money. And then look, this guy came and fucking took the per diem. Yeah, I would fucking do the same thing. Like, you're acting as if there is a moral high ground that we should be looking for, right? Like if the UFC, or I'm sorry, if Zuffa Boxing and Dana White are here doing this thing, right, and the IBF and the sanctioning bodies are here doing this thing, and he's appealing to this moral high ground in the middle, saying, no, this is the way it works. We paid the sanctioning fee. We, did this. Okay. But you know what you're also doing? You're also trying to make them irrelevant. You're also using your belt to make it so that you don't need the rest of them. Like, this is so fucking retarded. Anybody who's over here like poo-pooing for fucking Zuffa and Dana. And again, I'm not saying that it was right what the IBF did. Excuse me. I'm saying it's fucking war. That's what I'm saying. It was war before Dana White went and poached Conor Benn. And I'm not saying that was wrong. But I sure as fuck don't think it was right to go out there being like clowning Eddie and shit. Being like, oh, why do you look at you crying about your fighters? He gives a fuck. What do you mean? And maybe he doesn't. Maybe they're all kangaroo tears or whatever the fuck it's called. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. He's pretending to care. Dana does this stuff where he's like, oh, I gave 30,000 to this fighter. I gave 45. Oh, I gave him his purse, even though the guy dropped out. Okay, you're making billions of fucking dollars and the fighter pay is completely skewed in your favor. What are we talking about? Boxing fans, I'm sorry, are there's a portion of boxing fans out there that are the softest, biggest bitches in the world. And I'm sorry to my friend Joe Habib. I love him to death, but you know what? That his pearl clutching is the type of bullshit I'm talking about, right? Oh, the IBF. It's fucking war, you fucking dumbass. It's fucking war. They're gonna do these things. Like here's the opposite, right? And let me say, it's like this is what Beeb is like. And I hate that I'm not trying to pick on Beeb, not at all. It's that I don't like anyone who says something like on the internet or like on social media or whatever. I'm just like, oh, that guy's retarded. Clearly, he doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. Beeb should, right? So I'm not trying to pick on Beeb. I just expect more from Beeb. Right? In these situations where you're saying essentially, oh, it was wrong for the IBF to do what they're doing or to do what they did, right? To go back on their word. But then simultaneously, you're asking them to play into the car wreck, right? Because here comes a car wreck. It's going to make them null and void, going to make every sanctioning body like literally not even existent, right? That's Dana's plan. That's what he wants. This is where we're headed. The same thing that PBC, by the way, guys like Beeb that were saying that, oh, it's bullshit if PBC gets a title. I'm starting to feel like a lot of this is a little too, what's the word? On the nose. On the nose. Like it's a little too on the nose. Because everybody that wants to say, oh, yeah, this is the way things are, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, it's funny how your opinions always gravitate to the same thing. It really is, and for some of these people, I think it is political. Honestly, I think it's a whole like, oh, I love Trump and I love MAGA, but it doesn't look cool to suck an orange dick these days, especially when he lies to you over and over. So how do we continue to suck his dick without actually like looking like a fool on the internet? Oh, I know. We'll propagandize and will lift up everything that's mega adjacent. That's how I really think these guys think. Like, I don't see that at all, right? MAGA can fall and the UFC can continue to be a huge, thing, right? And simultaneously, Dana can make moronic decisions with Zuffa moving forward, and they crash and burn long before fucking anyone's out of the White House. So I'm not trying to sit here and say that there's reason to think that way. I'm saying these people are the snowflakes. You know how they were always like, oh, the left, oh, they're fucking. No, these guys are the snowflakes. These guys connect everything. They don't want to be wrong. Guys like Beeb cannot believe that they're wrong. And they're wrong simply by trying to pick a side or trying to find the morality in this situation, because it doesn't exist. The fact that a guy from the IBF flew down simply to take per diem. Now, this is reported by Dana White. I want to make it very, very clear that I worked in this business long enough to know that there's two sides to every story, and you're never going to find the truth on one side or the other. Low Nose Boxing says Cody wins via submission with the figure 4. Then he turns heel and breaks Randy's leg with the chair. The birth of Highlander Cody in WWE. Yo, I like that booking. I like that a lot. Yo, we're definitely going to get to the wrestling, but let's finish up on the boxing here. Excuse me. Specifically as it relates to the IBF. Where does everything go from here? Well, Dana White made some very specific comments, let's say, and we're going to hear some of them about now. Shout out the Fans Corner, tapped in. Shout out Low Nose Boxing. All right, so this was after the Paramount show. Now, some of you who commented on the TikTok had said that he had said the big stuff on the UFC, the post UFC fight, and that's where he mentioned that the IBF guy flew in, said, "Where's my per diem?" Took it and then left. However, there's also reports that Dana's and other people at Zuffa are saying that the guy like enjoyed hospitality and had this like really nice room. It's like, well, which one is it? Did he come and enjoy a bunch of perks and then take your money and leave? Or did he touch down, say, "Where's my per diem?" and then fucking split, right? Like, which one is it? But either way, here we're gonna listen to this.
Give me your thoughts on his performance overall. Seemed like a pretty well-rounded performance from start to finish.
Absolute clinic, looked incredible. I was just telling the guys, I can't remember the last time I got sprayed with sweat and blood like 3 times tonight.
Oh, this is interesting right here. This is where he comments about what is it? He says that he asked Brandon Glanton to go to the hospital and he didn't want to. So he was trying to make his team. He doesn't say Brandon Glanton specifically, but I mean,
those guys are going and much respect. I mean, the shots he took, I went in there and told him, you know how we are with this kind of stuff. We're sending you straight to the hospital, and he's fighting with me that he didn't want to go. And hopefully I talked his corner into making him go to the hospital, but that shit freaks me out.
There was a lot of discussion about the referee's involvement in the fight.
Yeah.
What did you think about that? I don't want you to sit up here and bang on the mission already this early, but
I think that Nevada's always been looked at as the best for referees and stuff like that because they got the most work.
There's another interesting point. So real quick, let's see this. Did he ask Brandon Glanton to go to the hospital? A lot of people were trying to talk shit about Dana in that regard, but here's what I'll say about what I know about Dana. Dana has long said that he's long been the proprietor of MMA being safer than boxing. Okay. And in MMA's favor, there's multiple ways to stop a fight that don't go through head trauma, right? So you can tap somebody, you can get accumulation stoppages where the ref stops it, where you have like a great position and, you're landing not super clean, but you're just, the fight's not going to get like that's it. You're done. That guy's not going anywhere. So we're going to stop the fight. So that's a fair point. He also says how boxing was more dangerous because most knockouts or most stoppage victories don't happen with one punch stoppage or one punch knockouts, right? Which is the safest version of a knockout in boxing, albeit, avoiding hitting your head in the back, hitting the back of your head on the mat rather when you whip back. And we've seen that. And honestly, that is the worst part of that kind of knockout is that head whip back on to the mat. Oftentimes it's way more dangerous than the punch itself, believe it or not. But yeah, I do believe he asked Brandon Glanton to go to the hospital. He knows this sport is and how dangerous it is.
They don't get a lot of work anymore, but we're going to change that.
So this is right here. He says, "What did you think about the referee?" Now, hold on. Let me All right. So anyway, a lot was made about the ref and how he handled the fight itself. It wasn't a great job. It wasn't a great job by the ref. It wasn't. First of all, Candy with his Candyman looking ass in the ring and shit, couldn't even tell who he was looking at. But other than that, what was fucked up was that he was so involved with the fight. A fight that was really good. A fight in which I believe the fighters were handling well themselves. Like, were there moments where Glanton was like holding sure, and were there moments where Opataya try to give back a little bit of what Glanton was giving him? Sure, but there was, in my opinion, zero reason to take the point when he did. That was, in my opinion, not excessive holding. Also, you got to read the room when you're a ref, right? Like, being a ref or an official isn't about being a robot and adhering to the parameters of your sport. That's not what it is. That's not how it works at all, right? And I'll give you an example. Like, when you're umpiring, right? And you umpire like little league or like, 14 and under type shit, right? When you come across a pitcher at that age who isn't really hitting the strike zone, let me tell you what ends up happening. The umpire is going to open up the zone, right? So is the umpire a cheat because he's given a strike that's probably a definite ball to the struggling pitcher? No, he sees the score. It's fucking 11-1. Fourth inning, next inning, we're going home. It's going to be a 10-run rule. I'm just trying to get out this bitch. It doesn't do anybody any favors in this situation to stick to an adherent, strict, officiating of the rules. Like, that doesn't help, right? You have to understand what you're doing and what the fight script is asking of you. And I don't think it was asking a lot of him last night. It was asking a lot of him, I guess, to not, fucking do anything. Oh my God. Texans. Cowboys are signing Cardinals safety Jalen Thompson. All right. Hell yeah. 3-year, $36 million. Yeah, Jalen Thompson. We'll take that all day. All day. All right. So anyway, let's get back to this.
Yeah, I thought the ref was way too involved in the fight than he should have been.
So it's a great accomplishment for Jai. Obviously,
So one thing he said here is he said that Las Vegas has long been thought of as the premier establishment for officiating and for for my bad for specifically boxing refs. But the thing he says here is that if they're off their game, it's because they haven't been getting as much work. And he's really not super wrong about that. But he makes it seem like if that's because of boxing or because of like promoters, like, I love this bubble that Dana lives in. But if he doesn't understand what's happening in America is tourism's down year on year, and specifically in Vegas at a wide margin. You can keep talking that shit all you want, but it's like the WWE and their tickets, right? You could blame Triple H. You could blame creative. Seems irrational considering that none of us knew what the fucking, pay-per-view was supposed to be or WrestleMania. You can do that, but then it doesn't help you to actually get to the crux of the problem. And in my opinion, the crux of the problem in that case is way too expensive tickets, but I digress. So yeah, that's what he was talking about. Is basically they're gonna give Vegas more practice. They're gonna give Vegas referees more practice. He said that they're gonna try to do 44, that they're gonna get close to 44 shows, which is what the OC has booked for the year. So
winning this inaugural belt, but it comes with some controversy, right? Like he loses the IBF title in the process. Weird story this week. We touched on it a little bit last night, but I mean, what are your thoughts on this? They initially say they're going to support it, and they withdraw support of it this week leading up to it. Bizarre situation. What are your thoughts on it?
Yeah, I mean, there's no doubt that he's the best in the world, and he paid his sanctioning fees. They flew a guy out here, and then, saying they were disrespected at the press conference. The belt was in front of him the entire time, and he held it in his hand when he did the face-off. The Zuffa belt was in the middle because nobody had it. He had the other two belts, and they were fighting for that one. So
I know you said these sanctioning bodies are kind of doing your job.
All right. Now, I don't blame Dana here. I want y'all to understand. I don't blame Dana here. This is war. If you don't understand that, then hit the sub, hit the follow, and I'll explain it to you. Okay? I'm not trying to be what's the word? When you think like you're smarter than everybody or better than everybody, what's the word? Fuck. Ash. What's the word for whenever you think you're smarter than people? Say it again. Incompetent? Pompous. Yeah, that's good enough. Yeah, pompous isn't the word I was thinking of, but that's close enough. So, we signed a Pro Bowler from the Packers. Matt, you're not keeping us apprised of all these Cowboys moves. What's going on, man? Oh, I'm just kidding. Ref was way too involved, says Matt, who, by the way, was on live with me last night. 240 of you live. And I appreciate every single one of y'all. Real talk. Appreciate it. I really do. I grew up watching fights with my cousins and brother and friends. So like watching boxing's never been a solo endeavor for me. It's always been a situation where there are other people there, and maybe we're drinking, maybe we're smoking a little bit, whatever. But last night was awesome, kicking it with Matt and in the chat. It was like I wasn't alone, and it was awesome because I'm not used to watching boxing alone, as weird as that might sound. All right, let's get back to this real quick.
For you, do you think that people are starting to see maybe the ridiculousness of some of the sanctioning fees and they're just...
I don't know who that writer is, but he feels like a plant. Either that or he's just trying to like suck some good dick so he can get that good like Zuffa boxing press credential, you know?
Decision to just pull.
The fact that you're asking me that means that that's exactly.
The fact that I told you to ask me that means, yeah, that's what that really was.
What you guys think too. I mean, it's pretty.
Oh, you want to know what we think? We think, let me tell you what the boxing writers think. If I can speak for all boxing writers at this minute, we think that if you pay us enough, we'll say whatever the fuck you want because our souls are basically for sale like 24/7. And if you're a right winger paying more, then we'll just be right wing. And if you're a left winger paying more, then we'll just be left wing. That's exactly what writers are. And anyone else who says they're not is a fucking liar. Actually, no, I'm sorry. 98% of writers. There are people out there like the Ryan Statins of the world. There are people out there like the Abe Gonzalez's of the world and the Mike Woods of the world. And, you know, the reason why some of the names that I mentioned don't have a place in a more predominant, you know, media landscape is because they don't play ball. It's because they don't suck dick. Is because they won't pick a side and stay on it. Here's how easy it is for me to get up here every day and defend what I say. And this is why people don't come on. This is why when I talk shit about somebody or say, you know, that take was fucking retarded, they never say nothing. They never come on. I invited 4 people that disagreed with me last week on the show. None of them showed up. None of them. Because they know they have a bias. They know that they hate or love something enough that it'll blur the facts on one side of things. That's not me. It's never been me, bro. It's never been me. Let me tell y'all something. When I was 19 years old, I was in college, and this white girl that I knew, I was trying to have sex with, she didn't have sex with me. She friend zoned me really bad, really hard. I actually gave up ever having sex with white women after that. Anyway, I was in college, and her and I were damn, I can't tell this story. No, I'm not gonna. Never mind. I can't. She's not watching, obviously, and I haven't spoken with her in like 20 years. But no, I can't tell it. Never mind.
It's pretty clear what they're doing and what's going on, and I see lawsuits coming. That's what I see.
Yeah, I see them too. But the smirk that Dana has, right? And this is what I'm saying. Like, I'm not against Dana. I love the fucking UFC. All right. And maybe I don't like respect Dana as like a good person. I don't even know if that's the word I would use. Not a good person, a good promoter. No, not good promoter. A fighter first promoter. That's what I want to say. I don't want to say good person. That sounds retarded. That sounds like if I'm saying like he's not a good dad or husband. I don't know that to be true. Although he did slap his fucking wife in the face, so I don't know. But anyway, the point I was making was as a promoter, he's never been this guy that comes across as like he loves his fighters. You know what he's like? He's like a Vince McMahon. He loves the guys that are like the most loyal to him, right? Like the Undertaker, Vince will cry for the Undertaker, right? Because the Undertaker never went to WCW. The Undertaker never leveraged his popularity against Vince. And you know what? Undertaker might be a little less poor today or a little less rich today than he would have been had he, acted like a business guy and didn't act like their friends. Let me tell you, like, I love Nestor Gibbs to death. He will always be a friend, but he attempted to put our friendship inside our business and utilize it in that way. That's what he did. That's why I left the first time. It's why I left the second time. All right. And I'll always blame myself for continuing to go back to think things will be different. That's on me. That's never going to be on Ness. Never, ever. There was a time where I thought it was on Ness, but it wasn't. It was always on me. I accept all that responsibility, right? It's like, I don't believe this to be true. When women are in abusive relationships, it's really difficult, especially if they've been with that guy for a really long time, to get out. But it's like that thing they always say to women, like retards that always say this to women, and they'll be like, oh, well, if you don't like him, if he's mistreating you, then leave. First of all, that's a lot. That's way easier said than done. Second of all, that's how I felt. I felt like that's how I blame myself in a lot of ways. And so maybe it isn't my fault. Maybe it is Ness's fault. I don't know, but I don't care anymore. I've let it go. And it's so easy to do that because I don't have a bias. I don't give a fuck. I love wrestling. I love MMA. I love boxing. If you can't tell by the books in the back, I love to read about that shit too. All right. I got old DVDs in this bitch right there. DVDs, you motherfuckers. Some of them are Blu-ray. And that proves my fandom right there. That I am of the age I am, capable of buying porn and going to a strip club and getting drunk at a bar, and yet I choose wrestling. I choose MMA every time. And again, not because I care about the world boxing or the WBC or Golden Boy or no, they're all gross and disgusting humans. Like, I honestly, like, within the sport of boxing. I mean, look at Dana. Look at De La Hoya. Like if anybody and this is what I'm trying to say. I'm going to leave it here and then we'll move on. I swear to God. If you are a person, a fight fan, who finds yourself rooting for De La Hoya over Dana, you have a fucking problem. If you are a sports fan who finds yourself rooting for Dana over De La Hoya, you have a fucking problem. You are gay for them. I don't even know what else to say. You're gay for them. You want to rub Dana's bald head across your ass cheeks and oil them up. That's what you want to do. I don't know. You want to try on De La Hoya's lingerie and have him bring out the strap up. I don't know. I don't know what you want to do. All I know is weirdo energy for people to pick one side or the other in war. Okay. If this, take out Dana and put Eddie Hearn in this place, I would be like, yo, the IBF is the biggest pieces of shit in the world. They are corrupt. They should be investigated by the government of the United States and its allies. That's what I would say. You know why? Because they're in the same business. They play by the same rules, right? You can't be a fucking thief who shows up to Best Buy to steal all the TVs and then complain about the price of the TVs. Like, what? What are we doing here, bro? You're a fucking moron if you are getting worked up on and you're like, oh, well, you're the one crashing out. I'm crashing out because I keep seeing all of y'all taking sides. Fuck these people. What do you want from them? I don't understand what you think they're trying to do. Let me tell you something. This is the absolute truth. You are never going to hear more truth this week on any other wrestling, boxing, or MMA program than what I'm going to say right the fuck now. Dana White will come in, and if he wins, he will revert everything in the UFC, and all the boxers will be worse off for it. That's the truth. This is not a system that will fix anything because that's not what they want. They don't want to fix anything. They want to take over. And I'm not stopping them. I don't think that's wrong morally or ethically. Let the best man win. Let the most corrupt win. I don't know what the fuck who's going to win. All I know is that I'm not going to be bitching at the IBF for pulling a bitch ass stunt when Dana's over here trying to take over the whole fucking sport and then asking for the help of boxing to do it. You hear this interview. I'm not going to play the whole thing, so you're not going to get to hear these parts. But you hear this interview, and it's very, very clear how Dana sees this current boxing landscape. It is FTW, motherfuckers. You know what that stands for, right? That's how Dana sees it. Fuck the world, bro. Because the world is boxing. He keeps talking that way. Listen to his words. He keeps saying, oh, boxing's destroying itself. Boxing's ruining it, right? Boxing's making a mess for itself. But I thought you were trying to be boxing, right? See, so he's not trying to work with boxing. He's trying to take over boxing. And anyone that has their own set of rules or principles within the sport is going to have to bow down. That's what's happening. So no, I don't feel sorry for the WBC or the IBF, but I'm also not going to hold them morally in contempt for war. War is hell. War is hell. And the most cosplaying fucking head of war could tell you that too, right? Even if you're a retard, you can tell that. Damn it, I keep telling myself I don't want to use that word on stream anymore. And yet people act retarded. What am I going to do? Anyway. Wait, that wasn't it? Nah, Champy. That was not it. Oh, here it is.
Title in Zoom. So it's a great accomplishment for Jai, obviously winning this inaugural belt, but it comes with some controversy. Part of it this week leading up to it.
Saying they were disrespected at the press conference. The belt was in front of him the entire time, and he held it in his hand when he did the face-off.
And then you would say, oh, well, what about that, Mario? What about the fact that they're bitching about the, post or whatever? Here's the thing. Obviously, IBF is lying. That's clearly a lie, right? Like, that was the reason they gave to the media. So there's a war going on, but nobody's going to admit that there's a war going on. No one's going to say, like, nobody from the IBF is going to come out and say, well, we left because fuck Dana. What? No. What do you expect? Of course, they're going to have to give a shitty explanation, right? Because there's no good explanation to do what you did. So of course you're going to have to make, what can we say? We can't say the real reason. And that's, us doing this could be one of the ways that makes us irrelevant in 5 years. Like, Dana is working on a plan. This is a step-by-step plan, right? And he said, like, in this interview, you can tell where his mind's at. This dude's a psycho, honestly. And that might be a good thing for being a promoter, but it sure makes you look like a psycho in front of everybody. He's like, fuck what y'all are doing. I mean, I'm paraphrasing, obviously, but he's like, fuck boxing and all these little bullshit things they're doing. In a few years, 5 years into this game, I'm going to have everyone signed. You see, that is where TKO and Zuffa Boxing exist right now. They are going to try to get over with every single card they promote, and that's their right. That's what a promoter does. They try to make the most success out of their cards. But in that process, he's sabotaging the current boxing landscape. One that I don't give a shit about. Again, I'm going to say it's a corrupt one. But then I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, well, here's our, knight in shining armor to come and save us from this corruptible world of boxing. No, you're not that guy either. You're Dana fucking White. You're a degenerate gambler who beat his wife in fucking public. Like, I'm not talking shit about you as a human to say that there's any sort of correlation to your ability to promote, but you're certainly not an empathetic character. You're certainly not somebody who I think, deserves help from boxing, the sport that you single-handedly try to ruin, the sport that you talk shit about for like 2 decades. Any chance you got, you wanted to say that boxing was corrupt and it was shit and the sport was boring and that, MMA had more exciting finishes and less people were dead and like all this shit. And now you want to come and you want boxing fans to be like, yeah, go ahead and take over. Nah, fuck that. You earn it, bitch. Earn it, bitch. Like Al did. And I'm not saying Al did good or bad. I'm just saying Al got the fighters. He got them. Why? Because they fucking wanted signs. They were like, holy shit, I'm making this sort of bread, but then I get with Al and I make this sort of bread. That's an easy one too, right there. I'm gonna just level up. That's an easy level up. Dana's trying to tell us that going to Zuffa is leveling up. That's the narrative. And yes, that's the narrative I'm going to press against. So if it seems like, oh, well, you look like you're against TKO and Dana White. No, I'm against fucking lying. I'm against fucking trying to bamboozle everybody. I'm against Fugazi, and I've been that from day one, from the day I was on TBV. It's the beginning of all this shit. I never switched up. Never. Not when the Boxing Voice was getting, the zone shit. Not like they weren't paying, the zone wasn't paying them. I'm just saying, like, we were getting like invited to Press Row, invited to Podcast Row for Triple G Canelo. Like, the zone had a marketing plan when they launched. And that marketing plan was the back of it, the crux of it was Triple G Canelo. And so they rolled everything out for that, right? Zuffa don't have that. What is Zuffa heading towards? I don't know. And we don't either. They're just trying to buy the fights that boxing can't afford without Turkey. And unfortunately, look, and again, I'm not going to pretend like boxing doesn't deserve to be fucking destroyed. It just doesn't deserve to be destroyed and then taken over by somebody who also doesn't give a shit. Or just wants to get rich. I don't know. Maybe I'm being too hard. Who knows?
The Zuffa belt was in the middle because nobody had it. He had the other 2 belts.
Because nobody wants it. It's fucking depressing.
Belts, and they were fighting for that one. So
I know you said these sanctioning bodies are kind of doing your job.
It's funny how the same guy is asking the questions. And it's funny how Dana's trying to pretend like he isn't a plant.
For you, do you think that people are starting to see, you know, maybe the ridiculousness of some of the
Hey, bro, come on then. Come on. The link's open. The link's open. Come on. Hey, 702 Man Cave in the building. What's going on, champ? He said, what's good? Hey, here you go. Check this out. Watch this. Hey, 702. You know the chat, right? You know they're in the chat. They always want to talk shit, but watch what happens. Boom. Just drop the StreamYard link. Come on in. Come on in and tell me. Tell me how I'm wrong. Tell me why I'm talking shit. I bet you won't. I bet you won't. I'm confident, bro. I can act like this because I'm confident, because I've been here for 10 years. I was watching UFC covering MMA at the same time. I was watching boxing and working for the Boxing Voice as a podcaster on the biggest boxing podcast in United States, video and audio at the time, by the way. So yeah, I'm confident in what I'm saying. Are you? Come on in the show. Tell me where I'm wrong. Tell me what I've said that's egregious. Tell me what I've said that doesn't track based on the patterns that we have to distinguish from. Dana White has a long history of promoting, not in boxing, sure, but of promoting. And here's the other thing that you have to understand. Promoting combat sports isn't really any different than promoting wrestling or Marvel movies. Like, it's a story. That's all this is. It's a story, right? And the reason I shit on the IBF earlier in the week was because they were helping to tell this story, right? IBF is like, oh, we're not going to sanction this shit. This don't seem right to us. We're taking our money and going. You're fucking our belt up. Okay, but that's not really the reason. We know that, right? And also, like, you were willing to take the money and do everything else. Like, the only thing you didn't like was at the end, they were like, oh, we're going to do the Zuffa belt. Here's what neither side is saying. And I'm going to tell y'all. I'm going to tell y'all right here. And Jack, whatever the fuck, I'm not going to read your fucking, I don't even know what the fuck that says, but I'm going to tell you too. All right. I'll just call you Jackass until you come on the show. So Jackass, the thing is that you're missing, right, is that the IBF is lying the same way that Dana is lying. You're right. The IBF is lying. They didn't pull their guy. They didn't unsanction the fight because the belt was improperly presented. You're absolutely right. And also, Dana White is a lying piece of shit. Oh, who do we got? Oh, Vince. That's okay. I like it. I like it. What's going on? 702 in the building. I thought you were the troll. I thought you were the troll at first. Oh, man, you know I'm chilling, bro. We fighting the internet over here today, champ. We fighting the internet over here.
Boy. You know, get your point across.
Bruh, I'm telling you, like, it's like these people that never watch UFC, don't even really know Dana White or anything that he's accomplished or not accomplished in combat sports. And yet they are so ready to jump on his dick tip, right? Like, so hard. And maybe because the top of his head looks like the other top of his head. I don't know. All I know is that this right here isn't like good. Like, I'm not watching a fight or like a battle between two entities that I'm like, oh, well, that's the good guy and that's the bad guy. No, it's fucking Darth Vader versus Thanos. Like, yeah, I want to see who wins, but I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? Like, it ain't gonna benefit me one way. So
yeah.
What did you think of the show last night?
Hey, well, what he's doing, he's I didn't watch the boxing one, but his UFC is like blowing up. You know, he's doing good over there. You know.
Yeah, absolutely. Shit, the UFC card this weekend wasn't bad at all.
Yeah.
You know, I will say this though. What do you think of this belt? Supermax said it looks depressing as shit, and I think I agree. I'm saying because, like, look at this black and white, and then look at this like all color, and I don't know. What you think?
Remember the first belt they used to have, that the gold one with the letters and everything?
Oh, I love that one. That's that classic UFC belt.
That's the one they should have brought back for the boxers.
Hell yeah. No, you're absolutely right, bro. Here's the thing. J.I.O. Pataya last night, I know you didn't see the fight, but the entrance, everything was fire, bro. Like, he came out looking like Roman Reigns, dog. I almost fucking I put up the one finger, bro. I was acknowledging this motherfucker. The OTC in the building, bro. Like, you know, he had the Ula Fala on, bro, had the belts with him. I mean, he looked the part, right? So it's like the IBF didn't get what they wanted. What they wanted was to say this isn't a championship fight, but we just saw a championship fighter. Explain that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, I knew about it, but I watched baseball. I watched Mexico instead.
Hell yeah. Who you got today? Who you rooting for? US or Mexico?
USA.
Hell yeah, champ. Hell yeah.
Yep.
The US is looking good because the bats are starting to heat up in the right way. Right. Like they didn't get a lot of offense in for the first, I think it was like 4 innings on Saturday, and then they just exploded. And the same thing happened the night before against Brazil.
And I think Mexico messed up by getting all those runs in yesterday. They should have saved some for today.
No shit, right? You got to save some of that. Yeah. At the end of the day, at least they put up a big number in a pool that hasn't yet. So we'll see. We'll see. At the end of the day, they definitely need to win this one.
And Dominicans are killing it right now.
Oh, I know, dude. Here's the thing. The DR and Japan were always going to be.
Yeah.
Yo, shout out Machine Gun Matt. He said, talk your talk, Mario. Hell yeah, champ. You know, it was a situation where I knew the DR and Japan were going to be good. You know who's really good too is Cuba. They just don't have starting pitching.
Yeah.
That's why they're not going to win.
Give it time, because they got a lot of kids coming up. Really young.
Oh, they're so good. No, they're so good. I think if they had like two second guy rotation pitchers, I think they'd absolutely have a chance to win.
Man,
whole.
And you know what's funny is that the best baseball players are Spanish. You know, because if you put them all together, like the Dominicans, Mexicans.
Oh yeah, for
Mexico,
sure.
You know, it's a trip. And you know, who's
I will
good?
say Japan has come up though in the last several decades.
I love watching
Japan has gotten crazy good.
And golf and baseball, because they try to perfect the sport. You know,
I
love watching them.
But hey, but what did you think? Good? What do you think about baseball using the review for the balls and the strikes? I mean the challenge.
I think that's great because some of these umpires, like back in the day, you get that Atlanta Braves strike zone. You know, you're off the black. You know, it's good. I like it.
I used to tell my like whenever I was umpiring, I used to tell them like, you know, the plate brush.
Yeah.
So I would give them this on the inside, the sideways of the plate brush, and then this on the outside. Right. Oh. So like I'll give you this much on the outside, whatever the plate brush is, and I'll give you this much on the inside. So if I would go and tell them.
If they're consistent, then you could open up the strike zone. You know, like Greg Maddox.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
You know,
absolutely. So listen, I know you didn't get a chance to see the fight. So why don't we do
David
this?
Probably did.
What's that?
David probably watched the fight.
Oh yeah. I'm sure he did.
Watch this on baseball.
Yeah. Oh yeah, me too, dude. Me too.
Yeah.
No. I don't blame you at all for that.
Hey,
here we go.
You see my nephew
hell yeah.
the first pitch
Astros,
out.
baby. Let's go.
You see my nephew threw the first pitch out at the baseball game.
Oh, I saw that, bro. Yeah. Yo, and by the way, what a performance too, man. That's exactly what he needed to in that last fight, right? A little resistance.
His last fight, I said, hey, when you get back, let's start throwing the baseball around. I said, because the Dodgers are going to have you throw the first pitch. You can't go up there and bounce that ball up there. You can't look funny. And he never came back home. I guess he went from Arizona. He stayed a little bit and then went to Houston. So I didn't get a practice with him. So when he threw the ball, like, please don't.
Damn.
Please. He did good. I was like, hell yeah.
He did good. So wait. So are you saying that you're the reason that throw was good? Did you
no,
give Emiliano the
I told him when you get back.
No, but like when he was younger, did y'all ever pitch or like throw the ball?
I never seen him. I never seen him throw a ball. Never.
Oh, so he didn't play no baseball.
No, he mostly did like basketball with his brothers.
Oh, so yeah, he looks like an athlete, right? Like you could tell he's an athlete. But the problem is with baseball, you got to have like that you got to start honing that ability to hit the ball at a very young age.
And that
that like you could teach somebody, right? Like, I mean, assuming they're athletic enough and assuming that they're in good enough shape, you could teach somebody to dunk after they're like 20 years old. You're not teaching anybody to hit a curveball once they're like older than 19 or 18. Like, no way. Yeah, exactly. Right. You could teach somebody how to throw a jab when they're in their 50s. You're not going to teach somebody to hit Oppo Taco. You know what I mean? That don't happen, bro. That's crazy shit.
Hey,
but Hey, you still need to work with him though,
I know,
because
it's
you
all
know
like
that
this.
he's gonna get. Listen to me. He's gonna get that MLB All-Star invite for the softball, celebrity softball
Yep.
game. You know he's
Yeah.
gonna get that, champ.
Yeah.
You know he's gonna get that.
Yeah.
You got to be working with them.
Yeah, I know. I'm gonna take him to the cages and hit softballs.
Hey, tell him. Hey, you let him know that if he wants to come to Corpus, yo, free lessons. Literally, I will fucking give him free lessons to hit. I was a over 300 hitter in high school. No big deal. Made my walked onto my college team at 5'6". No big deal. D2.
Hey, but
No big deal.
But yeah,
No,
but
I'm
it's a
just
big
playing,
deal
I'm just
because
playing.
in Texas they don't play sports. This is a real deal out there in Texas.
Oh hell yeah, bro.
Yeah.
We don't play over
No.
here. Like, see, and this is the other thing. Like, people think Texas is football country, and that's true. But South Texas, yo, that's
Yeah.
baseball country. You're tripping.
And
Hey, I'll tell you what.
about-
I'll take.
And they can't
What'd you
forget
say?
about wrestling either.
Oh yeah. Wrestling's huge, dog.
Yeah.
Huge.
Yeah.
And you know what I love about South Texas is that they found a way to blend the luchador with the American style of wrestling so
That's
well.
dope.
So
That's
well.
dope.
But yeah, dude. Hey, I'll tell you what, that Emiliano Vargas Oppo Taco, or that bomb that he's gonna hit at like the 2027 All-Star game. Hopefully it's one when they come back to Houston, or at least like the Rangers. I mean, but it would be better if they did it in LA. He would get, man, that pop, bro, he would get on the All-Star game.
His dad threw the first pitch out with the Dodgers a long time ago.
I remember that. Yeah. Hey, he had the he still had a little bit of the roach antennas on that, and when he threw the ball back then, dog.
I be telling the boys, do a tribute to your dad.
Yo, bro, oh my God, listen
The
to
only
me
one
right now.
If
Let me tell
anybody
you
do
right
it,
now.
probably Junior.
Nah, Vince, listen to me, Vince. Listen to me. 702, listen to me. I swear to God, if Emiliano does his dad's roach bangs for one fight, he will get over with every single boxing fan that's over the age of 35 for sure. Like, everybody will automatically just love him after that, because it'll be a nostalgia to hit. You know what I mean? It would be like if Manny Pacquiao's son, who, let's be honest, he kind of sucks. We don't think he's gonna really do much.
Horrible.
But it would be like if he brought out the no fear shorts, bro. Like, imagine little Pacquiao, right? What's his name? Manny Jr. I don't even know what his name is, but let's say baby Pacquiao comes out in the shorts. Yo, that would be probably the best hit he lands in the whole fight. But if Emiliano were to come out with that, with the blonde hair tips and the that's it. That's a viral moment, bro. That's a viral moment.
I think if they offer him a lot of money,
somebody make me that on ChatGPT so I can post it right now. Clip that.
You know what?
Say it again.
I think if they offer him a lot of money, he'll do it for the money.
So all we got to do, listen to me. I got it. Oh, I'm gonna put this together, dog. All right, I'm gonna put this together because I know the guys from Happy Punch. All right.
Yeah.
I know the guys. I mean, I don't know them well, but I'm gonna hit him up and be like, bro, y'all got to give him the money to wear Happy Punch. Obviously, you're gonna make him do that, and then ask him, hey, we'll give you an extra $500,000 to do the old Vargas.
Hell yeah.
Oh, that would be so much fun. Fuck, dude. Oh, I love that. And here's the thing. If he does it against Xander, oh, man. What do you think?
Yeah.
So let me ask you this, Vince. Because obviously Emiliano, y'all are family, and you have a lot of love for him, but you're also a boxing fan, right?
Yeah.
The conversation right now is that ESPN is getting back into the boxing business, specifically with Top Rank, because they see a ton of value in that Vargas Xander Zayas fight in the future, and they're going to invest now in them because they believe that is the future Mexico-Puerto Rico rivalry that will
that's gonna be great.
Millions. What do you think about that fight? Is that the fight you see for your nephew?
Towards the end, like maybe the end of next year, maybe.
Wow, really? You think so? Into next year?
Or maybe the beginning of the following year, but it's going to happen.
Yeah, I would say early 2028 to maybe September 2028 is a good, that's a good projection. I think it should happen before the decade's out, though. I don't really want to wait 4 years for a fight of this magnitude. And by the way, Vin, they got it popping after the Super Bowl, bro. Everybody in boxing was talking about that moment, and that linked them. And that right there, see, You're a wrestling fan like I'm a wrestling fan, right?
Yeah.
We love storylines. Yes, great fighters fighting great fighters. That's what we want. But the reason why Marcos Antonio Barrera and Eric Morales made a lifelong fan out of me and millions of others like me is because it was a story. It felt real. It felt authentic. When they fucking got into that fist fight in the press conference, bro, you knew at that point. That's it. This is it. This is real shit. I gotta see who wins.
Yeah. And you know what I think? This is what I think. Because, you know, Emmy and Bad Bunny talk. Bad Bunny's going to be out here in WrestleMania. And I have a feeling that Emmy might be there too.
What?
I'm just saying, because, you know, him and Bad Bunny talk. Him and Bad Bunny talk. This, you know, coming to Vegas for WrestleMania. You know,
bro, here's the thing. Is he or what? Because I feel like at this point, the only thing that I could even see Bad Bunny doing at WrestleMania is a concert. No storyline. Nobody for him to work with other than Jake Paul, I guess. I mean, Logan Paul,
That'd be cool.
I would love it, but there's no story for it right now. Here's the thing. You know what would sell $1 million? Or, you know what would pack the house? Would be a Jake Paul versus fucking what's his name? Bad Bunny, right? Because you know, Jake said that stupid shit that he said on the internet because he's a fucking moron. And then, you know, Bad Bunny and him actually having a match on that shit. That would be great. Here's the thing. I don't think America's ready for that though.
But it'd be badass. Wrestling would need that.
Be badass, bro. Yeah. Everybody, and who would they make win, right? Because WWE's like definitely like MAGA leaning, right? Or like Republican leaning. Like, who would they put over in that situation? Because you got to say Bad Bunny's the good guy. There's no way you could try to make Jake Paul the good guy. That sounds moronic.
Oh, you know, it'd be cool if they make Bad Bunny the bad guy.
That's not. Oh, that would be. Dude, that would be crazy. And yo, you know what they're saying, right? You know what they're saying for this year's WrestleMania? They're saying that, okay, do you remember when Brett and Stone Cold did the reverse? So Brett was the good guy, Stone Cold was the bad guy, and they went to WrestleMania with the Ken Shamrock, and then they reversed. They're saying they're going to do the same thing this year with, you know, Trick Williams, the black dude.
Yeah.
Him and Sami Zayn are supposed to wrestle, and Sami's the good guy, Trick's the bad guy, but Trick's been getting over, like big time over with the fans, and Sami has been telling this story where he's like done being the good guy, right? Like everybody keeps saying, oh, you never won a world title, Sami, because you're a good guy. So obviously he's gonna turn heel. But yeah, dude, Emiliano, he's just got this personality. You know what I mean? It's like he commands attention. You know, it's kind of like what Cain Velasquez had in a way that was like limited. Emiliano has like over that. You know what I mean? It's like he doesn't have to do anything and people just gravitate towards him. You know, it's that fucking youth, bro. Like, I swear to God, I wish I would have known how attractive my youth was. Right? Like, I would have been, let me tell you right now, I would have been slinging D in Vegas and making millions. No, I'm just playing. Hey,
long you wear a hat, you'll be good.
Yo, I'll wear a hat and I'll wear the fucking Lone Ranger mask. Nobody will know it's me. I got my own gimmick. Yeah.
That's hilarious, you don't want to be peeing out razor blades.
Oh, yeah. Hell yeah. No, you right, champ. Hell yeah. Listen, I want to show you real quick. Let's do some like serious stuff right quick. Okay, so can you see this?
Yes. Okay,
so here is some of Jay Opetaya's action from last night. Tell me what you see. Tell me what you like. Brandon Glenn kept coming forward a lot. You know, you see these moments where he's inside. Look at Opetaya willing to fight his fight, and that was something that Opetaya did a lot last night, right? Fought from his range, which I would say is mid to outside against a guy like Glenn, right? But then he kept coming in. That left hand was the best punch, I think, of the night. Everybody kept calling for the uppercut to be the stoppage, but that left hand, it kept pushing. Every time he landed it, Glenn would go back. But
I love uppercuts too. I always tell my nephew Junior, just give me one. Just give me one uppercut. Just give me one.
Yeah, just one, right?
Just give me one. Yeah. Always.
Yeah, this was a very good action. Listen to this comment right here, though, and tell me what you think.
You're free. Congratulations. We're gonna send it back up to Dana White. He's gonna take over at the podium.
All right, listen to this.
Last time, since we were here, you've signed Connor Ben. Are there some other big signings coming in the next few weeks?
I heard about that.
I'm going to sign everybody that we think has the potential to be a world champion or that is potentially the best in the world.
Shakur Stevenson and Alexander Usyk, are they on that list?
Do you consider him to be one of the best in the world? And yeah. I'm going to fucking sign everybody. Everybody. And
I believe
we're going to end up doing more fights this year. I mean, this year, this has been such a joke coming into this business. And these people are so unsophisticated and so bad at what they do. We might actually be doing 44 fights this year, just like the UFC.
I heard.
All right, great having Jai.
Oh, that was a huge comment from Dana.
I believe him.
Do you think he's capping? Do you think Dana and the Zuffa boxing has the ability to put on 44 fights this year?
As long as I got that one dude, that Tao guy, whatever he is, money. As long as I got him, he could do anything.
Who?
Who's that guy that's with that be signing the guy that wanted Canelo and Benavidez to fight?
Oh, David Benavidez. Yeah,
What's
yeah.
his, no, but
Oh,
what's that
right.
guy's name? Turkey out of Shia, whatever his name is.
Oh yeah, Turkey. Uh-huh.
As long as he's with Dana could do whatever he wants.
Oh yeah, Mando's got his back, bro. Mando's got him definitely. Hey, shout out to La Calita. La Calitaco guy. LA
can't wait.
Taco guy. I'm gonna just call you LA Taco guy. Shout out to you for joining the show. Appreciate you tapped in. Everybody else in the chat, appreciate y'all as well. Smash that like, exactly. Appreciate that, Vince. And shout out to 702, by the way. Y'all show always popping. You're my man's. But I want to ask you now about what Dana just said as far as boxing being shitty or disorganized or corrupt or broken. Do you think that Zuffa has the ability or has the desire to actually clean up the sport? Or do you think like this would just be another broken version of the sport? Man,
as long as Turkey's with him, he could do whatever he wants, because Turkey got that money and these fighters want the money, and I don't blame them to get that money because, that's a crazy sport they're in. And so man, it's hard to go against Turkey.
Okay, so let me ask you this. Then. Okay, so let me set up a scenario. All right, you're talking to Mario Munguia right now. I just got back from the future. I was in my DeLorean. I went to the future and I came back. All right, and let me tell you, Dana White took over the sport, and he did it by signing 5 boxers right now. In this era, in this year of 2026, he signed 5 boxers that helped him in a decade become the biggest boxing promoter in the world. Who are those 5 fighters that he could sign? He's saying, again, this isn't like some master strategy. He's saying he's going to buy up all the best fighters, which was the PBC strategy. And then they're going to go and take over the sport. So who are those 5 fighters that you can think?
Benavidez,
those guys, future, past, everything. Okay, Benavidez,
David Benavidez.
I think that's a good one.
He should go after Shakur Stevenson.
Agreed. I think Shakur represents the best, possibly, of the future.
If a focused Tank Davis, that would be another good one. A focus. Agreed. Not Canelo. He's done. Put a
I would say it's a waste, not a waste of money, but it's like the Wizards bringing back Jordan, right? It was to sell tickets. It's not to actually win the championship, right?
It'd be good for him to get what's his name, Godzilla?
Oh yeah. Actually, you know what? Real quick, let me take that back. There would be one reason to sign Canelo, right? And that would be to have a Canelo fight that has everybody underneath that you're trying to build up, right? So whatever your next guy is, that's the guys you put it. And so everybody else can see the future off the back of Canelo, like casual fans. I will say this though. Your whole list has been great. I will say 2 guys that I actually would put on that list would be Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia. Now I'm not saying that either of them represent, but that's a big fight. right?
Yeah.
Most boxing journalists and media pundits believe that Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia 2 represents the richest fight in boxing right
Yeah.
now. So it'd be like, you got the future, right? And then now you're buying fights as well. If they put on Joshua Usyk, yo, that's where I think they turn the corner. I think that's where
Well,
they
see, I
go
want to
from
see
being
Joshua
this.
fight the Bronx Bomber back in the day.
Oh, me too. That fight, I think, still could make money.
I don't think so. Bronx Bomber's on his
No?
way out. Nah. He's like Andy Reid.
Here's the thing. I think they're both on their way out, to be honest with you. But I will say, I always thought Joshua was going to smoke him. So
you thought so? Well,
I
he's a
thought
boxer.
so. I thought so. Don't get me wrong. I think Wilder's obviously very even money in that fight, right?
Yeah.
The problem is that he got to find the right hand. I'm not saying he can't. I just always like Joshua in that.
Yeah. Hey, I gotta take my daughter to work, but I'll
Appreciate
be back
you,
like
champ.
in less than 8 minutes. I'll be right
Hey,
back.
man, do you,
I'll be
champ?
back.
Appreciate it, Vince.
I'll be
702 in the building.
I'll
Appreciate
be
it. All right, so Machine Gun Matt has his 5. Let me share them.
So I'll be right back.
I'm gonna-
Okay.
Now, yeah, of course. I'm gonna
All
boot you.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Cool.
Later, man. All right, so he said Manchester Mario. Matt said Stevenson, Haney, Emiliano Vargas. Wow, that's interesting. His uncle didn't even mention him. That's fucked up. No, I'm just playing. No, I actually like that he wasn't trying to be, biased. But Emiliano Vargas, Inoue, and Bam Rodriguez. That's a incredible list, Matt. I do think you got to have a heavyweight in there. I think that you need a heavyweight. You got to have a heavyweight, I think. Although you could argue that Opataya represents that future heavyweight, right? Yeah, I could see that. Yeah, those are good. Those are good. Matt brought back the old school nickname, Manchester Mario. Yo, listen, I'm going to tell y'all right now why I got that name. Because I was fucking destroying motherfuckers. And they didn't know what the fuck to do about it at all. I said, bro, the UK is the boxing market. They said, what? Mike Tyson, Chavez, Vegas, California, the StubHub. They just kept saying American shit. I'm like, I don't even know what you're talking about. I'm telling you right now, I go to any pub in the UK and 80% of the people in that bitch can tell you their 5 top favorite fighters. I'll go to a fucking boxing gym and they can't tell you 5 fighters. I swear to God, boxers in America don't watch boxing. I hope y'all know that, right? The vast majority, I think, of fighters in America, amateur, they don't watch boxing. Boxing is one of those weird sports where you have people who compete in it that don't pay any attention to it. I can tell you that in my time with the Boxing Voice, we interviewed, probably every top fighter. I think the only people we never had on was Floyd, Pacquiao, Cotto, and Chavez Sr. I think literally everyone else, you can go down the list. Lennox Lewis, Wilder, obviously, is a huge dick sucker. And, a bunch of really great fighters over the years. And I could tell you that of all the young and up and coming guys, asking them about boxing is like asking them about quantum physics or trigonometry. You know what I mean? It's like, what? I don't know what you're talking about. Who's that? I don't know. Let me tell you, nothing shocked me more than in 2012 when Nestor Gibbs was able to secure the entire Olympic team, men's Olympic team. Remember, this is Earl Spence, this is Warren, this is Jojo Diaz, this is Jermell Herring. Not Jermell Herring. Terrell Gacia. No. Yeah, Terrell Gacia, right? Was it Terrell Gacia in the 2012 or 2012 Olympics? I was thinking of the middleweight / light heavyweight, but I can't think anymore who it was. But anyway, everybody from that 2012 list, right? And it was a really good year, bro. Like at least half of them couldn't even name you a single boxer outside of like Cotto and Pacquiao and Mayweather or De La Hoya. Like not one. I swear to God, not one could tell you. I will say that like certain guys, I'm not going to mention any names. No, I'm going to say it. Earl Spence. Earl Spence like did not watch boxing at all. It seemed like none. Maybe that's wrong. And maybe he just couldn't really articulate it or like really like talk about it because he hadn't been watching long. but he knew like no fighters, like currently, even in his own division at the pros. Now, don't get me wrong, none of those guys were world beaters, and he had no reason to think about him. They were never going to fight him. They were mostly on their way out, as he was not even a pro. That said, it was shocking how little he knew about boxing. Now, I think that definitely changed. Do y'all see the video popping like white and shit? Or is that just me? I don't know. Oh, well. All right. So I think we've talked enough about this shit.
Those guys were going, and much respect. I mean, the
title in Zuffa history, and their decision to just pull.
The fact that you're asking me that means that that's exactly what you guys think too. I mean, it's pretty, it's very, very odd and very unprofessional.
Yeah.
So we'll see how this thing plays out.
I know you said to wait a year to judge you, to see where you stand in your evolution on this, but
you know what else is unprofessional? Challenging a promoter to a fight. By the way, who do y'all got money on? I want to know for real, like for real, who y'all think wins between Dana and Eddie? Now, I'll say this. For as long as I've been in this space of combat sports, I can tell you that I felt like it was never a situation where any promoter would have done well against Dana, right? He has continued to work out over the years. He used to box back in the day. I don't think he ever took a professional bout. He also, I mean, like BJJ, there's like, you know, this guy's been trained, right? Like he trains, or he used to, at least. I don't know if he still does, but he used to train. Eddie Hearn has the reach advantage, the height advantage. He's younger, but I don't think he looks in like super great shape. Like he looks in really good shape for a man his age that isn't a professional athlete. He doesn't look like he would be able to box a lot of rounds. That said, I don't know why I feel like I'd pick Eddie. I don't know why. I think I'd get it wrong. I'd probably, if I bet on it, I'd probably lose my money picking Eddie. But I don't know why. I just have this feeling Eddie beats Dana. I feel like Dana is a lot more broken physically than he appears to be. I just listen. Here's what I know. You can't be as in good a shape as Dana's been over the last several years and your body not suffer that wear and tear. I can tell y'all, listen, you know, for everybody, for people that have been following or listening or being for people that have been a listener of mine over the last like decade since I was on TBV and stuff, you probably know that I powerlifted at some of those points. I mean, I was still powerlifting when I took my first amateur fight, my first novice fight in Florida. No, wait, we weren't in Florida. Where were we? Pittsburgh. That's where we were. Pittsburgh. The Champs gym. Yo, it was embarrassing losing in front of him. I'm not going to lie. If that hurt. I hope he forgot me. I hope he forgot everything about me. I hope he doesn't remember me at all. Because if so, then he'll remember, oh, you're that guy who fucking got that knockdown in the first 8 seconds and then completely gassed. And it was humiliating. Steve Cunningham is who it was. I don't think I mentioned that. We were at Steve Cunningham's gym and I was fighting who was I fighting? Keem. That's right. Keem. I was fighting Keem. And Steve Cunningham's son was one of the judges. Y'all remember him? I think his name was Steve too, Jr. I think. I'm not sure. But he was one of the judges. Yo, fuck that kid, for real. Listen, hey, no smoke. Please, nobody tag Steve Cunningham in this at all. Please. I don't want any smoke with him. But fuck his son. All right? Fuck his son. How are you going to score a 10-9 round in which the fighter that you gave 9 scored a knockdown? How he gave Keem all 3 rounds. I knocked Keem down in the first round, and I don't think he landed more than like 2 or 3 punches after that. It was in the second and third round when Keem started to smoke me. But in that first round, I won, mostly because Keem didn't do shit. And he gave him all 3 rounds. Yo, I'm sorry. Either Keem paid that man or Steve Cunningham's son is retarded. I'm sorry. I said it. I'll say it. Yo, how do you score it? Listen, here's the thing, right? Tell me another way you could explain a guy who boxes, whose father is a famous boxer, right? Beloved in their area, as boxers, and you're going to come be a judge and you're going to give somebody a 10-9 round after they got knocked down. You're tripping, champ. You're tripping. First of all, it's a 10-point must system, right? Meaning that at the very least, you should have given him a 9-9. But you think I lost the round that I got a knockdown in? That's crazy, bro. That's crazy. Steve Cunningham's son don't know shit about boxing. I said it. I said it. You could tag him. Don't tag USS Cunningham though. Please don't do that. I don't want smoke with him at all. I very much appreciated him being hospitable rather, to TBV and Ness and me and the guys and Border Wars. That was awesome. Love him for that. Fuck his son. That's how it is. That's where I'm at in life. Fuck his son. He can get it too. I'll knock him down the first round and then he could smoke me for the rest of the time. But I will say this. It was a good moment for me because I lost, and I knew that I lost because my cardio was bad. And I lost, and my cardio was bad because I never stopped powerlifting. Never. I lied. Listen to me. I lied on the Boxing Voice every day. They would talk about it. They would say, like, you're still looking really big, bro. Like, like jacked. No, I cut. I'm cutting, bro. I'm down 15 pounds. I lied, bro. Hard. I lied. But here's the other thing. TBV, y'all are retarded. Like what? I was on TBV every day. Y'all know I wasn't losing weight. Why y'all keep acting like, you know what I mean? Like, and then y'all shocked when I get there and I fucking miss weight by like 8 pounds. By the way, Keem missed weight too. Keem didn't weigh in because he missed weight too. So everybody that talks shit about me missing weight and making Keem fight, first of all, Keem is like 4 inches taller than me. And he had like 4.5 inches on me with his reach. That's first of all. He's like 5'9", 5'10", and I'm 5'6.5". Fuck that. And he was complaining that was too big and too strong. Yeah, motherfucker, because this left hand don't fucking play. That's why. Look at these knuckles. I've been fighting since I was 6 years old. What are you talking about? Man, I'm from the hood. I grew up with ghetto ass Mexican kids. All right, we were punching trees like morons, trying to stiffen up our knuckles. Don't play with my dipshittery. Don't play with my dipshittery. All right, I'm a dipshit from the fucking hood. You don't know. Eddie whips Dana's ass. Yo, Mex said it too, bro. Shout out to Mex, dog. Shout out to Mex. You know why? Because he don't fucking play, bro. He knows. He been watching the sport long. He been in this game. He knows. Honestly, though, I wouldn't bet on it. I wouldn't bet on it. I'm not saying Eddie loses because I just said I have the feeling that Eddie beats him. What I'm saying is, on paper, Dana should win. He's the more advanced fighter. Here's the thing. If it's MMA, obviously Dana wins. There's nobody should pick Eddie. But he said boxing. Dana said boxing. And in boxing, I don't think it's an easy fight. Mex said, I don't understand why he thinks he's a tough guy. There's no verifiable proof that Dana has ever trained other than Tybo and clearly is on the gas. Yeah, he's on the gas. But here's the thing, right? Like when you're an old man like that, I don't really blame you, but you're right. It's bullshit for him to be like, yo, let's fight, knowing you're all TRT'd out to the gills and shit. And you're right. There is no verifiable proof that Dana's ever took a dub in combat sports. And I'll go as far as to say there's actually no real proof that he was ever boxing seriously. But a lot of serious people in boxing from the Boston area have verified that shit. I mean, and what does that matter, right? Elon Musk is like a fucking level 200 on Diablo, and he had fucking people playing for him all the time. You know what I mean? So like, who knows what it means? But I will say this. In my years watching both men and keeping up with both men as promoters, I can tell you I've seen way more footage of Dana even just being athletic versus Eddie. So we'll see. Dana talks like he's got the experience of Rogan. He very much does that. Very much does that. Shout out to Matt. He said, I be forgetting you're not tall, Mario. Yeah, you know what? I be forgetting Mex is so tall. Whenever I met Mex, I could not believe how much taller he was than me. He is a giant. You know what? I'm gonna tell you all this right now. If Mex, for whatever reason, I mean, knowing Mex as well as I do, I don't think he'd ever have this desire. But if Mex ever wanted to like fucking bulk up and become like fucking Big E type shit, or like a you know what I mean, like one of those heavy top guys. Yo, Mex could do that way easier than most people. I'm not saying that it's easy. It's fucking hard. In fact, the whole reason I brought all that shit up was to tell y'all that just powerlifting from 2014 to 2022, not even a full decade. I wake up every day and my lower back hurts. My knee is constantly popping and in pain. My shoulder, this shoulder, it's done, bro. Now, I will say that most of the damage done to this shoulder was pitching in my high school and college era. And I wasn't a great pitcher, but I was very, very accurate. I could throw like 80 to 90% of my hardest from like 15 to 20 feet away and hit any spot I wanted. Like completely and utterly accurate. So accurate that when we were playing to go to state, or it was the game to go to state. It was the game to get to the game to go to state. So semifinals, right? No. Quarterfinals. And they had two badass lefties. One of them was already committed to UT. The other one, I think, had committed to like a JUCO so that he could see if he'd get drafted and where he'd go and like, you know, whether it'd be worth it or not. We faced these two guys. So my coach put me for 10 days pitching to our entire team. And I was smoking it. I mean, I was literally like halfway between the pitcher's mount and home plate, just gunning it. Because this lefty threw like, I think he topped out at like 92, but he was like between 86 and 88. And I was gunning it. Bro, we ripped that motherfucker to shreds. I didn't play. I played one at bat. That was it. They pinch hit me one time when they took out the lefty. They brought a righty in. It was the only righty we faced in that full series. And I got to pinch hit. And that was it. So we get on the bus. I think I've told this story before. We get on the bus and my coach is obviously like super horny that we beat two of the best lefties in the state, probably like top 5 in America. And he's giving out game balls, right? One of our guys hit 2 bombs that night. Plus he had hit a bomb the first game. So he obviously was getting a game ball. His name was Seth. And they said, here, Seth, here's your game ball. And he said, he had given up 3 game balls. So he usually only did 2, but he was doing 3 this time, right? So when he gets to the 3rd ball, I don't remember who got the other one. He's like, and this is a special one. This is the most special game ball of the weekend. And we're like, who did better than Seth? Seth hit 3 fucking bombs. Kyle had a near shutout. What are we doing? Who else should get a ball here? He announced me from all the pitching I'd been doing, from all the BP I was throwing. I threw BP for like 10 days, like 7 out of 10 days. I threw BP like for hours straight. My arm was toast that week, by the way. And he gave me a game ball. I was so offended, so insulted by it. I didn't even make a reaction. He gave it to me. And I think my face was something like this. And I remember him looking at me and he had this smile like, oh, you're going to be excited. And then he's like looking, scanning the bus for me. Okay. All right. I'll probably be at Rhodes by the time you get back. Or did you want to go with me? I know I saw that, but I have Raw. Okay, I'll go without you. No problem. I'll send you your love. So anyway, he gives me this ball, this game ball, right? And he's looking at me like he thinks I'm going to be like so horny excited about it. And I'm like, not horny at all. I'm so confused. Like, because here's the thing, guys, you gotta understand this. And I talked to Supermex about this before, and he like shit on me about this. He's like, dude, you seem like so gay about this. Like, why are you mad that you got a game ball for something that is important? But look, I'm older now. I'm more mature, right? I coached, I umpired, I've done everything. So yeah, I understand today how valuable that pitching was for the guys. But my thing was this. I played with guys that signed to A&M, UT, Baylor, U of H. 3 of the guys that I played with got drafted, one of whom got drafted in the 6th round by the San Diego Padres. You could check him. His name is Kyle Thibault, one of the best A&M pitchers in history of their relief pitching staff. I think he's in the Hall of Fame for the A&M Aggies, if I'm not mistaken, but probably will be if not. So I'm playing with all these guys, and it's like embarrassing to me, right? And I should have been thinking to myself, yo, you're 5'6", you weigh 145 pounds. All these guys are way better athletes. And yet every single day you compete. Every single day you prove your value on this team as a hitter, as a pitcher, all those things. But yeah, I was real sour about that. Real sour about getting a game ball for pitching BP. Right? Like, it's so good. Oh shit, Vince is there. Let me mute him. Oh, there you go. My bad. Let me see. What did he say? Next, it's because I'm fat. Everyone thinks I'm a short, dumpy Mexican. Maybe that's part of it, but no, dude, you got some sneaky height, bro. You got some really sneaky height. Also, you know how to play tall, right? Even though we did pool basketball, I played enough street basketball to know that you know how to utilize your height. Now, maybe you were never trained to do that. Maybe that was more like just muscle memory or like figuring out the game with your attributes. But no, you're a good big player. You play very good in the paint, very good at using your size, not just your size over the guy, but your size as it compares to the basketball. So yeah, I give you a ton of credit on that. And Dana ain't ever had that energy for Oscar, so that already shows you pussy. Damn, I didn't even think of that. What, baby? Oh, I didn't even think of that. Good call. Him and Dana and De La Hoya been fighting for years. I ain't never seen him have that energy.
Hey, but what about Dana White and Tito Ortiz? Remember they're gonna fight?
No, what? What are you talking about?
In the days, Dana White was training to fight Tito, and what Joseph said. Eddie Hearns would get smoked by Dana White. Dana White would beat the dog shit out of him.
What?
Dana
You think
White,
so?
Dana White used to throw hands.
Yo, he said he's seen Eddie on mitts, and then he's fucking Dana up in a boxing fight. Hey, but wait. Vince, you said boxing, or you're saying MMA, or you don't?
Not MMA.
Boxing. Oh, so you think Dana fucks him up either way?
Yeah, with hand. He wanted to fight Tito Ortiz.
Yo, here's the thing. I think you sound like the more rational person. I think your pick is more likely, but man, I just have this feeling, bro. I just have this feeling. I wouldn't bet on it because I feel like Eddie would beat him at boxing. Don't get me wrong. MMA, that's probably a 30-second fight. Dana's either starching him or getting a takedown and tapping him, right? That fight don't last more than a minute and a half.
Hey, hitting mitts don't mean nothing.
That's true. You know? That's true. But it does. That's what he's doing.
That's what Floyd does. Him? Mayweather?
Oh, Floyd. Yeah.
It's if you hit that bag.
Okay, but wait. Yes, I will agree with you. You're right. Floyd hitting mitts shows you nothing. But there are people that do mitts that do it in a way that shows a ability, right? We don't know what they're going to look like when punches are getting thrown back.
Yeah.
But honestly,
I go by the people hitting the bag, the heavy bag.
Yeah. I feel you on that. You on that. Hey, but would you pay to see it?
Dana and Eddie? Hell yeah.
Hell yeah, me too, bro. Okay, what's the limit though? Because you wouldn't pay 100 for it. What, 50, 25? What do you think?
I'll pay. If I was gonna front row, I'll pay $100. Fuck it.
Oh yeah. I feel you on that. Man, that was a publicity stunt. Dana knew Tito wasn't gonna fight him. That was career suicide. Hey, I remember that now that y'all mentioned it. I remember it after that. Yeah, I remember that. I remember that. Hey, did you see what happened with Logan Paul?
With Tom Brady?
This weekend? Oh, no. Yeah. Okay, so, oh my God, I just got the chills. So you know where the story starts. So you saw the Tom Brady, Logan Paul.
Tom Brady,
right? Yes, very much, but so is Logan Paul. Here's the thing, right? So if you hadn't seen it, everybody else on the community, Tom Brady was doing a impulsive podcast at some event, and they started talking about Jake was going to fly to Saudi or somewhere, I don't remember, to play in a flag tournament, right? And which, I mean, that's probably done now, right? They ain't going no more. But at that time, Logan was like, yo, it sounds like I'm gonna go out there and smash some football players. And then Tom was like, nah, bro, you need to chill with that shit. He's like, he's like, you ain't there. You ain't there with these guys. These guys are a different level. And he's like, nah, you can't. And then he names dropped. Tom's like, bro, you ain't Saquon level, bro. You're not a Saquon athlete. And then he says, yo, can Saquon do a backflip off the top rope to the outside? And that's when Tom said the words that have been a detriment to wrestling. In fact, if WrestleMania tickets get any worse, Tom Brady's to blame. He said, I seen you and you're a good athlete and I like wrestling. It's real cute what y'all do.
Yeah, he fucked up.
What y'all do. Yo, that was torch. That was after that. That was like, bah! That was done, bro. You know, when you hit an animal in the road and it's not dead, and it's like the more humane thing is to just put it out its misery, right? That was that. Tom was like, I ain't having this conversation. That's what that was. That's what that was. And Logan didn't know how to cope, Vince. So what I was going to tell you, if you saw this or not, after that interview, Logan has been on a PR run, basically defending all that shit. He challenged any NFL player, current or retired, to a boxing match for $1 million. Did you see that?
Yeah, he's crazy.
So a bunch of guys came out and they were like, oh, I'll fight you. I'll fight you. I want to say it was Le'Veon Bell who said, I'll take the fight. And Le'Veon Bell, if you didn't know, former Jets and Pittsburgh running back, just awesome in his prime. It had been boxing. He is 2-1 right now. And he said, I'll take the fight. I'll take it right now. Sign up. Let's go. So Logan runs his mouth and he's like, let's do it. We're going to sign. In fact, we're going to do it this weekend. So all of that gets done. All of that gets set up. And then we get the clip. And from what I've seen, it looks very set up. And I'm not saying that it wasn't a real moment at some point. I think whatever they showed us was like pre-filmed, it felt like, because it felt so fake. But he got a call from, I think, his manager, Rick, or something like that. And basically they were saying, hey, the fight's off. You can't do the fight. And he's like, what? Why? And he's like, the WWE, you could get hurt. And he's like, I'm not going to get hurt. It's fucking Le'Veon Bell. He can't box and he's way shorter, blah, blah. And they're like, it doesn't matter. You can go in the ring and, twist your ankle and you're out for WrestleMania. And that right there is what everybody is saying. Logan Paul already knew. This is a guy who understands his contract better than anybody.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Talked a bunch of shit, put himself in a corner, and then had that moment so that he could get out of it without looking like a bitch. Did you see all of that?
I didn't see the fight, but talking about that, Tom Brady's little flag football he's going to be doing, it's the same for the NFL players. They get hurt, they can be done for the whole year.
Yep, exactly.
It's the same. And I wouldn't go on to hell no. You crazy? I want to play football. I want to be on the sideline. It's good to collect that money, but
No. Here's the thing. I think he's still able to play in that, if that's even going to happen. They called him to say he couldn't have a boxing match.
Yeah, but I'm saying, like, for the NFL players playing that flag football.
Oh, yeah, they get hurt. Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. Like, why is he allowed to do that and not the other thing? Here's what I think. I'm gonna go like a little deeper into it. This might sound a little not controversial, like conspiratorial, but I think the WWE. I think Logan was going to have the fight. I think Logan really did want to have the fight and was hoping that WWE would be accommodating to him and say, go ahead, you could do this. It's going to help build up your WrestleMania. You know what I mean? Instead, what they said was, no, we can't afford to lose another guy. Right. And so I think that WWE pulled the trigger because the worst thing you could have happen to Logan Paul right now is getting starched out. Right. Like, who wants to see a guy at WrestleMania who got bitched by Tom Brady, right? Got owned by Tom Brady on a clip, even though I don't agree with what Tom said. At the end of the day, the way it came out, he won that moment, right? And then you're gonna see this dude get starched out. So I think that's what WWE is doing. I think they're trying to protect their investment, right? Because, like, let me ask you this, dude. Would you pay to see Nate Robinson come to WrestleMania and have a match? No, right?
Hell no.
His entire legacy in combat sports is a joke. It's a meme. Right? Yeah. He's the face plant guy. So I don't know.
I'd rather see him playing the big three with Ice Cube.
Oh, yeah, that would be hilarious, bro. Yo, Beck said it. Only thing we've ever seen Dana do is smack his bitch up. Yikes, bro. And Matt with the comment of the day. Perfect time for a 5v5 team matchroom versus Team Zuffa. Bro, they could have 5 of the shittiest fights and that would sell. That would absolutely sell. Let me see. Mech said, which is bullshit because he fought Dylan Dennis while with WWE. Yeah, I see. Thank you, Mex. That's what I'm saying right there. He already did this, and WWE said, cool. But what's different? What's different from then till now? What's different is that Logan Paul's an actual wrestler now, right? Back then, he was a gimmick. Today's an actual wrestler. And just like you wouldn't want to see Stone Cold at the height of the Vince McMahon, like imagine if Stone Cold or Undertaker convinced Vince to let him go and get CM Punk'd, you know what I mean, in the UFC. Bro, by the way, CM Punk probably would have come. No, you're good. CM Punk probably would have fucking did that. CM Punk probably would have did that, bro. CM Punk probably would have come back if it wasn't for the fact that he got starched out, right? He had to wait and let the public's mind forget about how he looked in the UFC.
Yeah. And how about Batista when he did it?
Yo, oh, I know exactly. Yeah. Oh, and Bobby Lashley, like, listen, yeah, you're absolutely right. Hey, look, Meg said, oh wait, Bobby Lashley wasn't with the company anymore. He said they should have a fight at Mania. There is precedent. Yo, that would be sick if they could somehow get Eddie and Dana to do a WrestleMania program, right? I mean, here's the thing. I'd never think it would be a thing, but Ari Emanuel, I think he could do anything. I really do.
Hey,
I watched this movie. Cool? What's that?
Have Tom Brady walk Bad Bunny to the ring and have Jake Paul beat them both up.
Yo, that would be good. That would be good. I would like that. Or Tom Brady is a shit heel. That's the only way you can make that Logan Paul face crossover that they keep talking. They keep saying they want to make Logan Paul a baby face for the rest of the year or heading into next year. And that's the only way you do it. You got to bring Tom Brady out and you got to like have him be like a shit heel that makes Logan like sympathetic. Yeah, exactly, bro. Exactly. But that's a good idea, Matt. Mex. Matt said, I don't know, Mario. The Bucks got beat up and people still go see them. Yeah, but that's the thing is Cody, Roman, Punk, these guys exist as like a story, like a legacy story, right? So seeing them come off weak is like, it can only be done in storyline, right? So if you have a moment with Logan Paul where he gets starched out by Le'Veon Bell, that it could reverberate, right? You got memes, you got GIFs, you got social media. Everybody's going to play him out. And it could work for his popularity as a shit heel in WWE. I think that WWE is looking at it like, nah, we don't want him exposed. You know what I mean? Like it would be the same situation as if a MMA fighter came to like remember when AEW brought Jojo Diaz, Mike Tyson, all those UFC guys. Like imagine if like the wrestlers at AEW would have just beat the shit out of those UFC guys and tapped them or fucking put them in ankle lock. Bro, like nobody would have respected UFC fighters, even though you know it's scripted, even though you know if that shit was real, they would have smashed every single wrestler. It don't matter. It looks bad. It looks bad. You know what I mean? It's like, I'm not going to pay $40, $60, or even for the Paramount subscription to see some dude that got starched out by wrestlers. Nah, bro, you're tripping.
Yeah, you're crazy.
But I do want to real quick get into the Cody stuff with WWE. Mex said, no, Logan and Bell at Mania in a boxing match. Oh, Logan and Le'Veon Bell in a fucking, what was it called? Brawl for All? Yo, bring the Brawl for All belt back. Stop, dude. Mex, clip that. Clip, StreamYard, clip that. I don't want y'all to think that I'm psycho just yelling. The AI for StreamYard is new, so you got to yell, clip that for them to clip the last 30 seconds to a minute. The AI will do it by itself so that it's ready for me to put. Yeah, it's fucking dope. They just did this for StreamYard last week, and I hadn't really looked at it, and so I got to look at it this weekend. I was like, oh shit, So I've been randomly yelling "clip that" into the mic, and I think most people think I'm psycho, but
Yeah.
right.
And people at your
She was
house
like,
will
"Yeah,
love
you sound
that.
psycho." Listen, I do real quick because we are gonna tap out here in just a bit. I want to go over Friday night SmackDown. Yo, by the way, did y'all see this? Did y'all see this in the weekend? Can you see this? Oh, I'm not. All right, check this out. Look at this knockdown. Did you see this, Vince? Look at this knockout. This is crazy. Watch how she reacts.
Oh, yeah.
Whoa. Right here. Yo, that moment right there. Right?
That's why I don't do boxing.
That's this moment right here.
Oh,
Yo, she got cartoon pied. All right, she got cartoon smelling pie knocked out. Look at that shit right there. She got 101 Dalmatians knocked out. So now that you got this image in your head, and finally, now that you have this image in your head, watch one more time. Oh yeah, she's smelling pie in the corner, champs. Clip that. Smelling that pie. Yo, she could smell that thing coming a mile away. Clip that. So let's talk about it, guys. It happened. Cody Rhodes is the WWE World Champion once again. And if you missed it, here was a little sneak peek from my TikTok. By the way, go to my TikTok at InfightingFX. You got to put the at symbol before InfightingFX. He knows. Every hurt and every sting. He has walked through suffering. He knows. Oh, he fucking knows. What does he know? He knows. It was Cody all along, and it was always gonna be Cody Rhodes. So that's how he did it. The part you also missed is the part where wait, what am I doing here? Is the part where Jacob Fatu kind of interfered. It was like, it's a weird situation because it was like a clean win, and yet at the same time it wasn't. I don't know. It's weird. Mex is the one that said, I can't remember right now, but he said it on text, something that like blew my mind. Like it was like 6-word sentence that he said to like basically explain what we saw, and he was absolutely right. But anyway, Cody Rhodes is the new champion again. Vince, is that the right move as we head to Mania? Was getting the belt off of Drew and onto the face of the company the right move?
Yeah. But they're probably gonna give it to the one that does the fist. What's
Which
his
one?
name?
Roman Reigns?
Yeah, he's probably gonna win it out here in Vegas.
You think he's gonna beat Punk?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's probably right. Now the big story with this whole Cody Rhodes thing is that people are saying that the title match was always going to be Randy Orton Cody, or at least since February, that they had decided to do that. Now there is an argument that the reason why Triple H agreed to drop the belt on Cody back in January and have Drew become the champion is so that they could have Cody be in the Royal Rumble and the Elimination Chamber, right? And have him be a draw for those shows. Now, I mean, you could argue, why not just put him in a championship match, right? Like he doesn't have to not wrestle, not in the Chamber of the Rumble, right? But this whole thing was basically done to hype up the WWE title run, right? Give Drew some credence, give Drew some hard, heat, while always maintaining the fact that Cody was never walking into WrestleMania without the world title. I don't know if that's true. I don't know if Drew and Cody mapped this out with Triple H from January and this was always going to happen. I do feel like while I was initially upset that Drew lost the title and he had this short run, I am glad that we're not getting a multi-man title match at Mania. I am glad that Cody and
and Randy Orton are going to wrestle. However, after we have WrestleMania set, right? Night 1 and night 2, probably main events. I feel like we're getting matches that we wanted like a year or two ago. Like it feels like their WWE finally is paying off matches that they probably should have or could have played out like a year ago. You know what I mean? Like Cody and Randy is great. It's just that it doesn't make a whole lot of sense when you consider the fact that they had this storyline going and then it stopped and then they're just like now redoing it. And then you ask yourself like, what's happening with Drew? What's happening with Jacob Fatu? What's happening with all these other guys? I don't know. All I know is that Vegas tourism is down. United States tourism is down. Yeah. And the WrestleMania tickets year on year are 18, almost 20% down. And that is in the same venue as last year. So you start to ask yourself, like, what is it that they're trying to capitalize on? What is it that they're trying to do? And it feels like they're panicking. They're like, oh man, the story that we were telling, people aren't digging. And yet we don't even know what story they were trying to tell. All we ever had was innuendos and rumors of a multi-man match. But what do you think? Is Drew McIntyre like WrestleMania material?
Hell no.
Really? Damn, that makes me so sad you say that.
Maybe not the main event, you know.
Not the main event. I get that. I get that. No. That's a fair point. I just feel like Drew's done such great work. But when you look at everything going into Mania, look, dude, this Cody Orton feud is terrific. It is really good because it goes back
fought each other too.
Say that again.
Their dads fought each other too.
Oh, good call. Good call. Yeah. In fact, that's a very good point. In fact, that goes to my. They very much should. In fact, I saw this earlier this week. Let me show it real quick.
I'm waiting for the
wait, I gotta show this.
With WWE.
Yo, Vince, I gotta show you this real quick though. Tell me you remember this. I'm gonna let it play real quick. I'm gonna go piss, but watch this real quick.
They didn't play nothing. I can't see the chat. Here we on the chat. Can't see nothing. It didn't show no video.
Say it again.
It didn't show no video.
Oh shit! My bad, dude.
No, you're good.
I hit the wrong one. All right, look. Here we go.
Es muy important. Look, Doug, man, I know what the mask is to these guys. I know how important it is, but look, I gotta be honest with you.
You said you could identify.
I can't tell with their mask on. I know.
They did it with their mask on.
Habla español, Eddie? Yes.
Then let's take the
Oh,
mask.
no, speak in
We have to take
Spanish.
the mask off.
Okay.
We got to take the mask off.
It's your call.
Gotta take it. You gotta take it off.
Tú los conoces, Eddie.
What's up?
¿Sabes quiénes
Hey.
somos?
What's
I'm
up?
sorry, man.
Hey,
I hate to
He's
do
saying
this.
what's
speak
going on.
I want my wallet
You
back.
speak
I
Spanish?
want
He's telling
my
him to speak
wallet.
in
I
Spanish
want
because
my
he
money.
knows he can.
Look, it's no offense to you guys. I'm sorry we gotta do it this way, but
Take your mask off.
Hey,
Pull the mask off.
perdona,
This is
man.
La Parka.
Yeah.
Original La Parka, by the way.
Yeah.
Pull the
Doug
mask
says to
off.
take the mask
Bullshit.
off. That's the only way I can.
Español.
Yeah, sí, que te quite la máscara. Es la única forma. ¡Hey! No. That's not it.
Oh, shit.
Take the mask off. Come on.
I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. See, I'm sorry,
I'm sorry.
pero es mucho. I'm sorry. Oh my God!
Is that him?
No! Were you on a fire or something?
Is that-
No, it's him. Put it back on.
That's a Mexican cane, by the way.
Take your
I'm
mask
sorry.
off.
Hey, I'm sorry. Hey, you're a good-looking guy. What do you got a mask on for?
Is that him?
Uvatu.
No, it's not him. I'm sorry.
Give me a break.
Rihanna.
You're my friend. ¿Qué pasó,
Family,
Eddie?
man. We go years back. I'm sorry.
You know.
Perdona.
Tú me conoces.
Perdona. I know you.
Okay.
He's saying, you know me. You know I wouldn't steal.
No, you too. Cheater kid.
Yo,
Gotta take the
cheetah
mask
kid,
off.
bro. He's such an underrated.
I thought you looked for man, Prince. How you been, man? It's good to see you. Yeah, no, it's not him. It's not him. No.
Yo, by the way,
no.
listen, I was a kid at this time, right? Super young.
Yeah.
So I didn't really like comprehend what I was seeing. Yo, what the fuck is Eddie's hair? I know he had a mullet, but it's like you could just cover the ponytail on your screen and he doesn't even look like he has long hair. Like none of his hair is long except for this very back part. Now, when I grew up in the hood, and went to school in the hood, we called him the ducktail, right? You would get the ducktail, but you would shave all around it, right? It wouldn't be long
We call
hair.
that the
and
rat
then
tail.
long. Rat tail, that's what it was. My bad. The ducktail was the other one with the patch. Yeah, the rat tail. My bad. Thank you. But that's crazy though, bro.
Yeah,
that looks so crazy to me. Like
I don't remember him with hair like that.
me neither, bro. I remember the mullet, and that's
Yeah.
it. I don't remember no fucking super cuts, boy haircut with the fucking rat tail. I don't remember that shit at all. Hey, but I wanted to show you this because damn, how good was Eddie, bro? Just
Jeez.
Take your mask off. Take your
Just
mask off.
the
Great.
just the
Sorry to do this,
trolling
you know.
and
He was better
You
than his
guys
uncle.
really do.
oh,
But this
way
is the only way I
better,
can
way
point out.
better.
I
And
haven't
you
been
know
able
what?
to- Was it
Hold
you? Did you
on,
take-
I'll just play this part.
No, was it?
This is everybody.
No, put it back on. I'm sorry. I don't know. Is there somebody else? I thought
This is all.
I thought I was.
He's
gonna
so
find
good.
it.
Like this feels like so authentic.
Yeah.
Like I'm sorry, maybe I'm marking out too much for Eddie right now, but god damn, this was good. And it
Yeah,
wasn't
it was
even
great.
like clever, or it wasn't even like storytelling. Like I mean, it was for him specifically, but like there's no heat anywhere here, right? Like there's nothing that they're drawing to, like a pay-per-view match or something. This was just
Yeah.
a very good segment by one of
You
the
know-
best in the business.
I watch a lot of replay move.
So do
videos
I.
of
So do I.
wrestling
Me too.
Eddie, and they're so awesome. Like when he like acts like he's gonna hit the guy with the belt, and he throws the belt on the floor, and falls
Throws
down,
it
and
at,
everybody
yeah,
get up.
hell,
He
bro.
was good at that, man.
He
know?
was a one of a kind. He was
Yes.
a one of one in his era. Now I'm going to say this though, okay? And this may be controversial, I don't know. I will say that I see this in Dom Mysterio. Never once
He
once
could be.
in listen, never once in Dom Mysterio's career have I saw him wrestle and say, there's the next Eddie Guerrero. Never, not once. I don't even think he's half as good as his dad. However, I will say this. He understands the troll. He understands.
Yeah.
See, this is like such high level shit that Eddie's doing. And by the way, this is like so far like before like the internet and
Yeah.
social media and like trolling. Like nobody knew what the word trolling was at this point,
know.
right? Eddie's doing this ahead of everybody, bro. he's doing it ahead of everybody at this point,
That's
right?
crazy, huh?
And today, Dom, who's now grown up in a troll era, right?
Yeah.
Troll era, where he understands this method of like trolling and being a heel and shit, right? Being like an obnoxious like douchebag, right? He understands it so well because he grew up in this era that he can see Eddie and see how ahead of his time he was while also adapting to that style. And I'm sorry, I see Dom in this. Like Dom plays the oh shucks, I don't know. And really the whole time he has this master plan of getting over on you. You know what I mean?
You know, that's why I always wonder, because, you know, Michael Hayes works for WWE. Why don't he use those old Texas storylines and bring them over to WWE?
Word, bro. That would be
saying,
so good. I've always wanted that, bro.
Triple H
It's like
Triple H is horrible.
clip that. StreamYard, clip that. No. You're so right, dude. You're so right. And the reason I'm clipping that is because it's part of it, right? Like that's all part of it. And it feels like a big part that's missing today. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, but you said a lot right there.
Triple H is horrible. Horrible.
Yeah, I can't disagree with you, bro. I really can't. It's really tough to sit here and say, oh, you know, the Vince era was better, or you know, because I can't say that, but I will say that Triple H has, it seems like he had a plan and that was all he had, right? Like he had a plan for whatever 2 years and that's it. It's done now. But let me see. I'm trying to find the thing that I wanted to show you real quick. Fuck, I can't find it. All right, well, never mind then. Anyway, so Cody Randy, we're gonna be at Mania and Raw tonight. Hopefully tap on that. The one thing I want to lastly say about wrestling was that Jade Cargill and Rhea Ripley promo battle was shit. Vince, did you hear anything about what happened with Jade Cargill and Rhea Ripley?
No.
Okay, good. I'm going to tell you real quick. Okay. So last week, Rhea Ripley posted a fan's post basically saying that she's been in 7 WrestleManias, and at every WrestleMania, she's wrestled for a title. Now, in the last 5 WrestleManias, she's wrestled for the title 4 times, and consecutively, by the way. So she reposted this fans thing and put something along the lines like, I guess I'm that bitch. Now, Jade Cargill has her catchphrase, and it's I'm that bitch, right? So this was obviously not a shot like she's talking shit, but like trying to build up to their Mania match, right? Because Rhea won the Chamber. So Jade comes back and basically is like, don't get it wrong, sweetie, you were the second choice. Now, people thought that this was kayfabe at first. People thought that they were just like, you know, trying to build up their match. And it played into the storyline backstage that WWE was hoping Bianca Belair would come back in time and face Jade Cargill for the title because Bianca and Jade have history. So originally it was supposed to be Bianca. When they realized Bianca wasn't going to be able to compete at WrestleMania, they switched to Rhea Ripley. So her telling her you're the second choice plays into that. So
That's
Rhea, I think, real fucked up. So then Rhea, I think, trying to gain steam from the thing.
That's a good way to do it.
Absolutely. Said something along the lines of like, like she started pointing at the fact she doesn't defend her title. Jade hadn't defended the title in 2-3 months since she had won it. Didn't even have a feud, right? And then they ended up booking her for a SmackDown match to defend her title, right? So Rhea's like, yeah, you don't defend your title. I don't have to hear you talk because eventually you're gonna wrestle and everybody's gonna see you suck, right? She said something along those lines. Jade just went nuclear after that. She said she accused Rhea, Vince, of the one thing in wrestling that wrestlers never accuse the other of, never, and that is, she said Rhea's been politicking to get to that spot.
Wow.
And saying that she's been talking to people in the back. That was it. After that, other wrestlers came in to Rhea's defense, and the word was that Jade had atomic heat in the back, right? So we get to Friday SmackDown and we think, holy shit, this thing's real. This thing's just blown up. And then they revert to like a real typical promo like style wrestling, right? They start talking about each other's bodies. Rhea's like, Jade, you're built for looks. I'm built to perform, like shit like that. It was just a disappointment, because they had built some real fucking heat and it just disappeared. It felt like.
Wow.
Yeah, it was unfortunate, but hopefully they'll get back on track. They still have time, to build it up. But anyway, that's gonna do it for us on the show today. Vince, thank you, dude, for tapping in with us. And
Hey, this Wednesday, I might have a special guest on our show this Wednesday. I can't
Hell
say the
yeah.
name until he confirms, but
So
if
he confirms, hell yeah, champ.
tune
Hey,
in
give
to
him the.
Shoeshine Boxing, because it's gonna be on his and that.
It's gonna be on Shoeshine. Okay, then go to Shoeshine Boxing. If you're a community member of this show, then Shoeshine. He's been on the show a bunch. He, great. He does great work. Love Shoeshine to death. Vince is awesome. So yeah, definitely go subscribe so we can all see who that mystery name will be on
says
Wednesday.
yes. It's gonna be a good one. I can't wait.
Hell
I'm
yeah.
excited. We
Champ.
were talking. I just threw it out there, and he said, "Yeah." Oh shit!
That's awesome, dude. Hell yeah. Hey, but that's smart though. That's smart not releasing it until you confirm. Because I will tell you that all of last year,
you're a liar.
I got burned, bro.
Yeah,
and I'm not talking shit at all because I know fighters are busy and everybody's busy, right? But it's like, damn, you never know until that moment. So that's smart.
And boxers are hard to,
Hell yeah, bro. They go do it 2-a-days, fucking traveling for sparring. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yes.
But listen, Vince, I appreciate you, man. Thank you so much for tapping in. And we'll see you on Wednesday, man. I'll be tapped in.
Hell yeah.
All right, champ. Appreciate you. We'll see you soon.
Yes, sir.
Peace. All right. That was 702 Man Cave Vince. Shout out to him. Go follow him. Listen, that's been our time. I will be covering Raw for fightsatcw.com tonight. We won't be live. I'm gonna go to my friend's house to be with him again. RIP to Mr. Garza. Was a very big, played a really big role at a impressionable time in my life. And I think if I'm a good man today, if I represent anything good today, then it's because of men like Mr. Garza, Mr. Martinez, Mr. Wall, all my friends that I played baseball with that were such good guys because I believe they had good fathers. And Mr. Garza was one of those men. So I want to say RIP to him. Loved him a lot. He had our backs when we played baseball at a time where it felt like we were being overlooked because we didn't have the size that, some of the white guys had. But if you learn something about baseball in South Texas, it's that the big guys don't always win. In fact, a lot of times they don't. One of the best baseball teams in my era was Moody High School. If you ever look up the Moody Trojans, they're one of the best baseball teams of the 2010s, nationally ranked almost every year. UT, Baylor. I mean, these guys went everywhere. And, they beat all those big white boy teams from Houston and Dallas and all San Antonio, Reagan, all those guys. And, we knew that. Mr. Garza knew that. And at the end of the day, he had our backs all the time, every day. Practice, games. The worst thing you could do is get caught talking shit about one of us in front of Mr. Garza because he was, unapologetically protective of us. And so love him to death. So we won't be live tonight. We won't be live tonight for Raw, but we'll be live tomorrow. I'm going to do an early show tomorrow. Remember, tomorrow is IRL. We'll do the show like regular, and then we'll take a break to go to Twitch, maybe X as well. Probably get a workout in, go to the boxing gym, maybe get a little golf in, haircut, who knows, but we'll be IRL most of the afternoon tomorrow, and we'll be live. So please hit the sub, please hit the follow. If you're on YouTube, Twitch, IG, whatever it is, please hit the follow. Shout out to the Fans Corner, and shout out to Taco Guy for being in the chat and for tapping in. Shout out to Supermex for awesome comments tonight, as well as Machine Gun Matt. Shout out to 702 Man Cave Vince for tapping in. Shout out to Lowe's Nose Boxing, everybody in the chat. Appreciate it. We'll be live tomorrow, like I said, and we'll also be live for this Sunday's AEW show, as well as the Saturday fight between who is it? Oh, Sims, that's right. Yeah, we'll be live for that fight too. So make sure you are subscribed and you turn the notifications on as we go live Monday through Thursday. If you're on X or IG, actually, it would be a huge favor if you could go to YouTube or Twitch or TikTok. Actually, all three would be great. And type in @InfightingFX on all of them. @ has to go in front. You have to put the @ symbol or it won't pop up. I've already confirmed that. And then it's spelled Infighting FX, INFIGHTINGFX. Infighting Exchange, spelled Infighting FX. That's the channel. That's the brand. Click live. We're live, like I said, Monday through Thursday. And then for all the big PLE, pay-per-views, boxing, MMA, wrestling, every weekend, Friday through Sunday. And so, yeah, until